Hey everyone, Cory from CJ's Classic Truck here, and today we're going to go over a small checklist of items before taking your classic truck out on a road trip. In my opinion, there's no better feeling than taking your finished project out to an event and being able to drive around with your friends or people that you talked online with in the community. And I'm sure there's a lot of you out there that could agree with me on this. Now, before taking the truck out to an event or whatnot, we really have to make sure that the truck and ourselves are ready for a road trip. So let's go over a few items that you should check or bring with you to make sure that the road trip goes as smooth as possible. So one of the most important parts to this list is to actually make sure the truck is ready for the road trip. Before heading out, you want to check all your fluids, make sure everything is full and healthy looking. And before heading out, you definitely want to check your tires and your brakes as well to make sure they have enough life on them, especially if it's a long trip. One way to be able to check your tires is the old penny trick. If you turn the wheel left or right, depending on which side you're checking first, you can stick the penny into the tread of the tire, and if you see Abraham's head, that usually means that you're going to need tires. So definitely think about that before going on the trip. Not only should you be checking your tread depth, but you should also be checking the tire pressure, especially right before you're about to hit on the road. If your tire pressure is too low, this could end up causing a blowout, which nobody wants on the side of the highway. Another thing that I cannot stress enough, if this is a project that you recently wrapped up, do some local driving, put some miles on everything, and then do a bolt check before this trip because you don't want anything coming loose on you. And if you do care about your paint, definitely think of some way to protect it. If you're doing a long drive, especially if there's any nighttime driving in there, your paint could really end up taking some damage. So at this point, you've checked over the truck and you think you're ready for the road. But before doing so, there are some necessary items you should bring with you, whether it's a short or a long trip. One of the first items being is a quart of oil. And besides that, I have a bottle of coolant. You should really bring both of these with you at all times, just in case one of the systems decides to spring a leak. And besides that, I do have a tire pressure gauge up here, and I highly recommend bringing one of these so you can check your tire pressures at any stop that you may take. And with tires being mentioned, you should also have a flashlight just in case you were to break down on the side of the road because of a flat or another reason. And with that flashlight, I also highly recommend a road sign or a flare of some sort so people can see that you're broken down on the side of the road and hopefully move over to give you enough space. Now, besides those items, I do also recommend bringing a cooler, probably one a lot larger than this one here, so that way you can fit all your snacks and drinks while you're on the road, and most importantly, a fire extinguisher. Now, besides going on a road trip, I think if you have a modified vehicle, a fire extinguisher should already be an essential. Now, besides those necessary items that we talked about, there are some other items you should pack as well. I mean, the one benefit that we do have over everybody else in this community that likes to modify their vehicles is we have beds, so we can stack as much stuff in here as we possibly want. Now, before putting stuff in the bed, it's always a good idea to go ahead and throw a moving blanket down. That way you can prevent any damages or scratches wherever your tools or luggage are going. And speaking of tools, you should probably pack as many as you can, including a jack and jack stands, just in case you have to take off a wheel for any reason. And besides the tools, go ahead and pack some cleaning supplies, especially some glass cleaner because the windshield's going to get pretty dirty after a long drive. So you've packed all your necessary items and tools, and you've checked over the entire truck, and you're ready to hit the road. But before doing so, there is some ways we can make it more comfortable and a safer ride. One of those ways is by installing a phone mount. Most of us are using our phones nowadays for a GPS, and it's not a good idea to look down or take your eyes off the road while you're driving. So go ahead, pick up a phone mount it somewhere in front of you, that way you don't have to look down or pick up the phone to see where you're going. And with that being said, if you don't have a working cigarette lighter in your truck, it's a good idea to bring a power bank or two so that way your phone doesn't die, because if it ends up dying and you're using it for your GPS, you're probably going to get lost pretty quickly. Now, one thing I do want to mention that we have in our truck to keep everything hands-free is the custom auto sound radio, so we're able just to plug our phone simply into that. It'll tell us all of our directions and keep our phone charged. Hopefully this video helps you prepare for a road trip in your classic truck. Let us know in the comment section down below what events you plan on going to or what events you're looking forward to in 2023. We're really hoping to bring our Chevy C10 to a few of them, and we hope to see you all there. But it's time to drop a gear and disappear. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, check out cjponyparts.com for all your classic truck part needs.